In his second year in office, President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. reiterated that the agriculture sector remains at the top of his list as a high priority for development. Among his top 3 dreams include sustainable livelihood for farmers, food security, and inexpensive food for Filipinos. As his second State of the Nation address nears, the President is yet to deliver his promise. For those who lived through martial rule, it has long been a staple for then-President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. that agriculture was a priority and became a crowning success. Perhaps, due to his eagerness to recreate his father's performance, the son likewise decided to make the sector the centerpiece of his presidency. Unfortunately, coming on the heels of the pandemic, Marcos Jr. faced escalating issues of food insecurity, which prompted him to take drastic action to prevent a hunger crisis in the Philippines during his leadership. Marcos, who also oversees the Department of Agriculture or DA as concurrent secretary, tried to muster enough support through budgetary and administrative measures that yielded little to no effect. Apart from food insecurity, Marcos Jr. had to contend with inflation that has increased to levels not seen for years. To make matters worse, Marcos made a vow a year ago to reduce the cost of rice to 20 pesos per kilogram, which was deemed impossible, but swore to make it happen by suggesting a price cap and paying more for local farmers' rice crops. To date, this remains to be a promise. To mitigate the impacts of inflation, Marcos spearheaded the launch of Kadiwa program nationwide, also a component of his administration's plan in a bid to keep prices stable and benefit Filipino farmers, fisherfolk, and micro, small, and medium-sized businesses or MSMEs, as it offers the chance to increase income through direct farm-to-consumer trading. Thus, now looking into permanent locations across the Philippines to assist Filipinos in coping with the growing costs of necessities. One of the basic problems to start with was Marcos being the president and concurrent DA secretary, which divided his time between fulfilling a campaign promise to salvage the sector and to fulfill his obligations as president full-time. Hence, his second State of the Nation address hopes to bridge the gap between what was once promised and what has been fulfilled. And for this, Marcos Jr. seems to have less on his plate than the agriculture sector hopes for. For Golden Nation Network, this is Faith Villanueva.